There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. Now, everyone up here, we've all sowed and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
Proverbs 23, verse 23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Call Allah. All glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. I want to say peace and citations to the hopeful elect. Man, you see that? This is pure wickedness, man. Not supposed to force people to pay you anything. No, tithes are lawful, but that's if you're telling the truth. And we know these wicked pastors in the churches are not teaching the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're not. And forcing people to give you money by closing the doors, it's just lost for words. It's pure wickedness, man. Like, yo, it needs to end. Like, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai needs to put these people to sleep. If you know it, catch my drift. He needs to put these people to sleep. He needs to bring that Jacob trouble, because this is getting out of hand. It's like really locking people in and demanding $40,000 out of them in the church. Hey, man, I would have found a way to get out of there. And, I'm not paying that, especially for lies that they're spewing out their mouth in those churches. This is Jude 1, verse 4 in the KJV. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness, and denying the Lord Yahweh, power Yahweh, and our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach. And I'm going to read this in the NLT too. I say this because some ungodly people have wormed their way into your churches, saying that the Most High's marvelous grace allows us to live immoral lives. The condemnation of such people was recorded long ago, for they have denied our Master and Lord Yahushua Mashiach. So this pastor that's, demanding $40,000, like, they're wicked. These people in churches, they're wicked because most likely they're sold out, 501(c), I'm pretty sure it's called, they're sold out to the government. These types of wicked pastors, preachers, and leaders that don't care about the flock and just want their money, they're sold out. And they're going to be the same ones that will say, take the MLTB RFID micro C hip when it comes. This is going to be the same pastor saying you could take the RFID, the MLTB RFID micro C hip, which you're not supposed to, or else you feel the full wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Man, these people don't care about the flock. They're wicked. It reminds me of Sirach in chapter 10. The leader of a city or a country, how the leader is, so is the people. And you could, make it smaller and compare it to a congregation. If the leader of the congregation is wicked, then the people are going to be wicked as well and endorse the wickedness. He's telling the people, close the doors so no one gets out, and they're listening to him. They're wicked as well. Those who participated, no one checked him about it either. This has allowed it to happen. But this is why it's important to listen to the correct men. You want to be listening to the men of Great Millstone and the true affiliates of Great Millstone, because that's who Yahweh Ba'ashem Ashai is dealing with. They're not wicked. They give you the shoot, and they don't force you to buy the shoot. If you want to give like alms, tithes out of your own spirit, your spirit tells you, to do it, then you can do it on your own spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're not forced to. The Shuman, the Lord of Yahweh Hashem Shai, don't force you to pay anything, especially when it comes to learning the truth. Now, I want to go to lasciviousness.
Strong's G 766. As Elgaya. As Elgaya.
As Elgaya. Unbridled lust, excess, lasciviousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageous, shamelessness, insolence. So that's what this pastor, who was demanding money out of these people and closing the doors on them and forcing them to pay, that's what he was doing. He's being outrageous, shameless, not caring about the flock, but rather how to exploit and take advantage of the flock. And it's like, man, these people are wicked, They're greedy, wicked, and ultimately Yahweh Hashem Shai needs to bring the judgment upon them, which he will do, because this is getting out of hand. Unless they repent, Yahweh Hashem Shai will utterly destroy them, especially in this coming World War III with those ICBM missiles. Ezekiel 34 verse 1, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel, prophesy, and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? And the shepherds should be feeding the flocks, but they're too worried about feeding themselves and being, greedy and looking after themselves instead of looking after the sheep, the congregation. Verse 3, ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with the wool. Ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. The disease have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick, neither have ye bound up that which was broken, neither have ye brought again that which was driven away, neither have ye sought that which is lost. But with force and cruelty ye have ruled them. So these wicked pastors, these false pastors, they're not healing anyone or fixing anyone or pushing out the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Shai, to heal the Israelites. They're just worried about themselves and what they could get and how to exploit their congregation, and which ultimately destroys the congregation even more. Verse 5, and they were scattered because there's no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every hill. Yeah, my flock was scattered upon the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. So none of these wicked pastors searched or seeked after the hopeful elect, after the lost sheep of Israel, of Yahweh Hashem Shai. They're just worried about what they could, how they can level up in this world. Verse 7, therefore ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. As I live, saith the Lord, power Yahweh, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds fed themselves, and fed not my flock. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock. I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves any more, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. And that's what's happening. That's why Christianity, Catholicism, all these false religions are in a decline. Ultimately they're losing money now because Yahweh Hashem Shai is, searching for his flock, the hopeful elect. He's taking the hopeful elect away from these wicked pastors and bringing them to the shoe man of the Lord, the shoe man of Yahweh Hashem Shai, which would be Great Millstone and the affiliates of Great Millstone who push the 100% shoe of Yahweh Hashem Shai. So, and the shepherds, the wicked pastor shepherds won't be able to feed themselves anymore because Yahweh Hashem Shai is, breaking them down. Continuing, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. Verse 11, for thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day, that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep and deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. So Yahweh Hashem is going to find his hopeful elect, the remnant. Verse 28, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, not to bear the shame of the heathen anymore. So Yahweh Hashem Shai is, raising up the hopeful elect, and the hopeful elect are not confounded or trapped by false religions such as Christianity, Catholicism, whatever. We're not strapped anymore by the heathens, spiritually, mentally. We're not strapped by the heathens anymore. We're now back into the fold of the Israelites, of the Hebrew Israelites, that Yahweh Hashem Shai wants us to be a part of, the hopeful elect, Yahweh Hashem Shai put us back into the flock of the hopeful elect, and Lord willing, we of that elect. Verse 30, thus shall they know that I, the Lord Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord, power Yahweh. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord, power Yahweh. So the prophets and the flock of men are the 144,000 men, prophets, and teachers of Yahweh Hashem Shai. And the rest of the 1/3 are believers that are men, women, and children under the 144,000 prophets that consists of only men. This is Jeremiah 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord Yahweh. Therefore thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord Yahweh. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So right now that's happening in the end days. This big awakening of the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is gathering all the scattered elect from all four corners of the earth. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelites that look like the other nations on the outside, but their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Yahweh Hashem Shai is, gathering the entire elects spiritually first from the four corners of the earth before he does it physically. Verse 4, and I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord Yahweh. So Yahweh Hashem is giving us, our shepherds, our preachers, to teach us the right understanding and the 100% true doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Verse 5, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In these days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. So then when the kingdom comes and it's the elect are saved and the kingdom comes on earth, Judah, the southern kingdom, and Israel, the northern kingdom, will be united, under Yahweh Bashem Hashai, with the physical ruler, King David, under Yahweh Shai. Verse 7, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that they shall no more say, the Lord Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. And because Yahweh Bashem Shai is known for, they're mainly known for their deliverance, their act of deliverance in Egypt. It was one of the greatest deliverances ever. But this deliverance that we're coming into it will be an entirely different level of deliverance than Egypt. It'll be greater than Egypt. This deliverance that we're about to experience, Lord willing, we be part of that number to be saved and experience it. Man, it's going to be, we'll obviously remember Egypt. We'll remember the deliverance of Egypt, but this deliverance that is going to happen, especially from Babylon the Great and the entire earth of the elect being beamed up, that's going to be the greatest deliverance we ever witnessed in human existence. Basically, nothing can top the deliverance we're about to witness. Lord willing, we be part of that number. Verse 9, mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine had overcome, because of the Lord Yahweh, and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers, for because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both my prophet and priests are profane, yea, in my house I have found their wickedness, saith the Lord Yahweh. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even in the year of their visitation, saith the Lord Yahweh. So Yahweh Bashem Shai, in the day of Jacob's trouble, he's going to visit these wicked pastors. As the scripture says, judgment starts at the house of Israel first. It's going to start with the people who know they're Israelites. Then it's going to work its way down to these wicked church pastors as well. And then, 2/3 of our people, and then to the rest of the heathen nations. Yahweh Bashem Shai is getting ready to judge this world, because we're coming to the end of it, and the signs are on the wall. I want to end it off with Acts 7, verse 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest? Had not my hand made all these things? So this is Yahweh Bashem Shai letting you know that he's not dwelling in those mega churches or churches at all. He's not dwelling in them. He doesn't need to. Because everything that you see created was ultimately created by Yahweh Bashem Shai before any of us came into the picture. So all things in existence are Yahweh Bashem Shai's. So the people who actually have this truth, the true men of the Lord of Yahweh Bashem Shai, will be on the street corners, on the highways and hedges, preaching the truth. And even then, there's still false camps out there on the highways and hedges, so you have to be careful. The true men of the Lord of Yahweh Bashem Shai that are on the highways and hedges are the men of great millstone, and the affiliates of Great Millstone, because they have the 100% truth of Yahweh Shem Shai, and they're preaching the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, and gathering the elect, so prophecy can come faster, and we get out of here. With that, I want to say, call Allah, all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders, apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. I want to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord willingly, I pray that was an edifying lesson. And with that, I want to say Shalom.